Keeping your creative energy alive is the most important thing as a creative. I recently went through an experience where I literally lost all of my creative energy. It was so hard to create anything. I couldn't come up with ideas. I couldn't even get the motivation to pick up my camera. I was really going through it, and I truly thought that I had lost the ability to do what I love, and it was so scary. As a creative, that's something that you never ever want to experience or go through. However, obviously, since I'm making this video for you right now, I've gotten out of the situation and I found ways to avoid it. And there's two things that I learned that really got me out of that situation. One, you have to create for the right reasons, and two, you have to learn to let go. So for my first point, whenever I was in this situation, a friend of mine had sent me this post that had this quote on it. I think it was something like, when you create for money, or when you think about money while you create, God leaves the room. You know, at that time, I was letting life put a lot of pressure on me. And because of that, I had started creating for the wrong reasons, and I didn't even realize it. Creating for the wrong reasons is one of the biggest creative energy killers, because you're not even creating for the love of it. It's like you're creating out of desperation or for the outcome. And over time, if you keep doing that consistently, you'll get to a point where you're not even doing what you love in a way that makes you happy. We have to create for the love of creating, and from doing that, that's going to alleviate that pressure that we're putting on ourselves. And from that alone, creating just becomes easier. In the book called Show Your Work by Austin Kleon, he said to be an amateur, and his definition of it was perfect. Hold on. I'm gonna read it for y'all. Hold on. Amateur, the enthusiast who pursues her work in the spirit of love, regardless of the potential for fame, money, or career. But I love that quote so much, just because of the fact that having a amateur mindset with our creativity is the best way to go about it. And I say that because in that mindset, you don't think about the results. You don't think about how many times you mess up. All you focus on is just how much you're learning and how much you're growing, and you're just trying to do that as much as possible. And no matter how big we get with our creativity, it's important for us to keep that amateur mindset in us to some degree, so we can keep that going. So with that, keep an amateur mindset. For the second point, when I say learn to let go, I mean learn to detach yourself from the outcome. In this book I read called You're a Badass by Jen Sincero, she had a chapter all about it, and she had called it surrendering. And the point she made in that chapter was that we need to stop trying to control the outcome of our lives, and instead just surrender that control to a higher power, whatever higher power you may believe in, and just have faith that it will allow things to fall in our favor towards what we want. For the longest, I always had this mindset where I felt like my destiny was solely in my hands. But doing that had put a huge amount of pressure on me that made me feel like I had to work like crazy every single day. And everything that I put out needed to have a certain outcome in order for me to feel proud and accomplished. And doing that is just not right. Hold on. I'm gonna read y'all a quote. When we want something so badly and are working tirelessly to get it, if we don't surrender, we end up pushing it away instead. There comes a point where we need to hand the job over to the universe or whatever you believe in. This doesn't mean that we give up or discontinue taking action. This means we let go energetically, release our kung fu grip, and create some space for what we want to come to us. It's about allowing instead of forcing. It's about releasing and trusting that if it's in alignment with our life's purpose, it will come back to us. It's about surrendering and letting the universe, or whatever you believe in, do its thing while holding faith that our highest desire will come into our lives. Beautiful. Putting things solely in our hands means that we're moving out of fear rather than moving out of faith. And in a way, it's kind of like creating for the wrong reasons as well, because you're doing things out of desperation and for an outcome rather than just doing it because you love it. Our actions have to be powered by the faith we have in the things we believe in, because without it, we are simply pushing the things that we want away from us rather than letting them come to us because we know they're coming to us. Instead of worrying about the outcome of things, we are solely letting the things that we believe in handle it, while we just have faith that everything will work out. That's all we can do. The outcome of a lot of the things that we do aren't always in control, but one thing that we have control over is how we show up and how we move toward the things we want. And with that, the more that we try to control things that we can't, the harder that we're going to be on ourselves. And as a creative, that's one of the worst things to do. You know, after reading this chapter, it was literally like a flick of a switch. Like, my creativity came right back. I was able to come up with ideas and do all the things that I wanted, just because that change in perspective was so eye-opening for me. So with everything, the most important things are to, one, create solely for the love of it, and I mean solely for the love of it. And number two, create out of faith rather than creating out of fear. And once we get those things down for ourselves, we're all good. That's all we gotta do. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that it really helped you in your creativity in some way, shape, or form. Just so you guys know, I also made a short film kind of like visualizing my whole experience of losing my creative energy and everything like that on my personal account. The link to it will be in the description below, and I hope that you guys watch it, enjoy it, and I hope that you guys just creatively thrive with all the things that you love and all the things that you do each and every day. This is Lance from We Will Studios, and remember, I will, you will, we will. Let's get it.